Alright, everybody. I know I've called everyone here for a reason that probably most of you don't know about. I do see some people that probably know about what's going on, though. Just to give a very brief explanation as to what happened, recently during the closing ceremony for the Halloween event, we had a little bit of an incident where essentially it seems like everyone got attacked. Explosions went off, everyone's vision went dark, and someone showed up that no one really knew about. And well, I guess at the first thing that I wanted to talk to everyone about and see if anyone has, I guess, seen anything recently that might be able to help, or if anyone wants to give uh, a hypothesis as to what happened. Because I think it's important that we make sure that everyone knows what's going on and can stay safe in this town. So if anyone wants to take the podium now, then feel free to. All right, I will take that as a no. Okay. Well, I guess at the very least that means none of us know what's going on either exactly, which is not great, but I'm sure we can figure out something together to make sure nothing like this happens again and make sure that everyone stays safe in this town. I guess I wanted to put out my idea about why this happened and what we might be able to do to stop it. Again, if anyone has any other ideas as to what might have happened, what might have caused people to get attacked, and some of the other craziness that's been going on around town, then that would be good to say as well. But I think what might have happened is that, well, some of the shadows came in to the town. I don't know how, but it definitely felt something like that. And I think what they were hoping to do is lead people out into the forest and potentially kill people. Does that make sense to everyone else? Okay, that's good. I mean, it's not good that you know what I mean. What is, I think we need to start being a little bit more careful about what we are doing and what is going on around us. Because if they're able to do something like that and attack people and potentially cause more harm to the town than I think any of us have ever seen in this town before, even the people who've been here for long periods of time, we need to be prepared and we need to make sure that nothing like this can happen again. So there's a couple of things I wanted to propose, but again, I wanted to see if anyone else had any ideas before I say anything about what we could possibly do to make sure we all stay safe. And again, I'm going to give the podium to anyone who has any ideas, but I also have some of my own if we, once again, don't have anything to say.
Hey Lou,
Huh?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Where were you after that event?
After the event, I mean, I took a little bit of time to clean things up, but I mostly was home? Why?
You told us that you teleported back to the gates of the town when everything went, crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that did happen to me as well. I still don't know why that happened, but
For some reason, you came to my house, told me that the shadows, like you found something about the shadows, and I followed you to the
talking
cliff over
about.
there.
I
And then
didn't.
you suddenly disappeared. Why did
What?
I turn around to see a shadow behind me, kicking me off the cliff and killing me instantly?
I'm sorry. What happened?
Yeah, you lured me to the bridge or the whatever it's called over there, and then you disappeared. Next thing you know, a shadow was behind me and killed me instantly.
That wasn't me.
Are you working for the shadows?
I'm not.
Hey,
Oh
you
god.
can't you can't accuse Lou of working with the shadows.
What did Lou do this time?
I don't want to. I don't want to accuse them working with the shadows. I don't want to accuse them. I just want to know what happened.
I. I mean, that wasn't me, LMD. Oh, jeez. Oh, don't tell me this is one of those things.
What one of those
One of
things?
what things?
Wait, what things?
I guess. I'll admit I didn't think this was ever gonna happen again, but LMD and I guess everyone else. I guess it's more important to say it now than ever.
Should you be on the podium?
If you want, I'm okay standing here too, though. I guess I should explain maybe what LMD might be talking about. I'll admit I don't know if this is exactly the same case, but as those of you who've been in this town might be aware, the shadow creatures have the ability to do a lot of different things, and a lot of it is terrifying, and there's probably a list too long to say here today, but the shadow creatures also have the ability to shapeshift into other people. I think that's what happened to you, LMD. Because I didn't come to try and talk to you about anything.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're just now telling us this, that these things can shapeshift? Even though
It's
multiple
common
people in
knowledge.
town. Common
What do
knowledge
you mean
to
it's common
common
knowledge?
to who? Common knowledge to who? Not any of us. I mean, this kind of information could have helped us out a ton. I mean, these things can just like run around looking like other
That's not
people.
that's true.
On top of them being harmful, I feel like that's something that we should have known before this.
Yeah, I'll admit I didn't think it would happen again. It's only happened once since I've been in this town, and I don't even know how long I've been in this town.
But still, if it's something they can do, it's something we should know about, Lou.
I know now. I'm sorry that I didn't mention it, but there are some people I have mentioned it to. I should have told everyone else about it too. But, I mean, I think it at least makes sense for a shadow to do that. If it teleported me out, then it might have been trying to, I don't know, take my place or something like that. And then just cause chaos throughout the town still. See, again, this is why I definitely think we should come together and think of some way to make sure all of us stay safe. These things that are out there, I don't know what they've decided to gotten in them or what they've suddenly decided to start doing, but they're getting more dangerous as time goes on. And I definitely think now more than ever we need to come together and agree on some way to keep ourselves safe. So again, if anyone has any ideas as to what might be useful, but I also have an idea. I'll admit I would rather hear everyone else's thoughts first.
Does nobody else have an idea?
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Okay, well, okay, I guess I'll say my idea. So how about, oh, this is just off the top of my head, make some kind of rule that if somebody has information that could be used to protect the town, especially if it's information regarding the dangers in the forest, you should you shouldn't need to tell the town. I mean, what is this, like a town meeting? If somebody finds out something about the creatures in the forest, how dangerous they are, what they can do, there should be a town meeting held so that everybody in town can be made aware of it.
I mean, I definitely think that might be a good step in the right direction, although, again, those things can do a lot.
Well, any information is good information. This is a start.
Do you have some kind of like book on all that information so we can keep track of it?
No, as far as I'm aware, there aren't any books about, unless someone starts one, but
I mean, we could do that if whoever knows that.
There have been books in the past with information about the forest in them, but I don't have access to them anymore.
yeah, and all the ones about anything with the forest that have been in the library in the past have all just disappeared as well. Well, it's at the very least, it's a start of an idea, and I appreciate you suggesting it, Kaz.
Mhm.
But I do think that we need maybe a little bit more, and I'm a little bit hesitant to suggest this, but I think we might need some form of order other than just coming together like this. I think we need to try some sort of law system in a sense. We can't just keep going around and with everything that's been going on, because even besides what happened at the closing ceremony, there's been too much death and threats about torture and other things that it's probably not safe for us to just go around without any sort of structure to this town at all. So I guess what I might be proposing is we potentially build a courthouse of sorts, and I don't know, at the very least, come together at some point and discuss laws we need in this town.
Seems pretty smart.
Who would be in charge of that?
I'm not sure. I feel like that might be a thing we put to a vote at some point. It definitely would be someone that we all trust. That
And someone like unbiased, obviously.
exactly, yeah. I'll admit I don't know too much about how all this works, so I know I wouldn't be a good contender for something like that, but at the very least I could make the courthouse for everyone, and then we can figure out how we want to structure it afterwards, if that's something that we all potentially would want.
Like what, we're like voting on a judge?
Yeah. And the other things that a courthouse uses, again, I don't know much about.
I don't know, a jury. That's kind of just the people, so that part's covered.
Yeah.
Fence, lawyers and that.
I mean, we could vote on laws as well.
Hmm.
Just somebody propose one, and then the town can come together and vote on it.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly. Well, I guess we probably should have a vote of some sort for this already. Unless someone has anything.
Are laws really necessary?
A
I
little
mean,
bit.
we've had bad times, but it calms down. We've survived this long without laws. Do we need to implement them again?
It would
Hey,
make things a bit easier.
Yeah.
just in case you survived, yes, but I've only gone out as my house once and I've been exploded, attacked. I feel safer. It's like a net, a safety net.
Yeah, just laws are just used to make people in the town feel safer. That's it.
I'd rather have laws than none. Then I don't know, maybe I'll go out in town more often. Right now I just stay in my house all day.
Cheshire, I'll admit
Question.
I'm not.
Is there any way of distinguishing if it's a shadow or the person itself, other than like
Far
the behavioral patterns?
other than behavior, no.
Could it
We
be
need to
like
find
a
a way.
pass? Could it be like a password you can say or something? Or like a pre-town when you see each other? Or would the shadow people know that too?
It's only
They'd
happened
probably know.
once before. I wouldn't know the answer to that.
When the
Potentially,
shadows replicate looks, they replicate memories and such as well.
Plus, we can't even say if one among us is not a shadow right now.
Yeah. Again,
Well,
that's
that's
all. I
great
guess
fear mongering.
And they can
it's
sound
a.
like us?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess that's also part of the reason I never mention it the last time that it happened. Let's just say people got very accusatory of one another afterwards, and it's a hard topic to bring up just in conversation, but it definitely is important now to mention at the very least.
Yes, please, because if that happened again, then that would happen again.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry that happened to you, OMD.
I'm sorry that I accused you.
I don't blame you, honestly.
I think we should just keep some kind of level head for this and not go absolutely insane. before we
Exactly.
Figure stuff out.
The last thing we want to do is start accusing people of being shadows or whatnot just because we're afraid or we don't. I don't know if we're just afraid. But tell you what, give me a second right over here. I'm just gonna. I feel like if we're gonna start doing voting, we probably need to actually start with a vote. So I have some papers behind that wall over there, just with a simple yes or no. If you would, I would appreciate if you would vote for the possibility of the courthouse. Just grab one of the papers in there and put it in the hopper, and then yeah, we can go around in a circle and then vote for it. Does that sound all right to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Will the votes be anonymous?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that sounds fine with me.
All right. And here, I'll go first, just to. now is that everyone that was wanting to vote? I'll take that as a yes. All right, I'll go and count the votes really quickly. Well, with a vote of 7-4, I believe we're building the courthouse.
Sounds good with me.
Yeah, I'll be sure to start that tomorrow in order to make sure that it gets done before winter hits. And then once I get that done, we can start voting and talking about laws and the potential to have judges and the other things that courthouses need. What did you say that was again, K9?
Like a defense lawyer and the opposite of prosecution, I mean.
Okay. I might need to come and ask you about some more of this stuff later, but I think that was all that I wanted to talk about. Unless someone else has anything else they wish to say, then I think that's a meeting adjourned.
Thank you for
Right
hosting
then.
the meeting.
I think this was productive. And we've learned a lot and we've realized things that might help for the future. So
Yeah.
well, with that, I guess free to go back. All right. No
Yeah, I
shoving
need to
around.
get home.
All right, bye guys.
All right. Take care,
Bye.
everyone. I'll be sure to let everyone know when I'm about to call another meeting.